The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a zero becomes a one, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD BLACK NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance. The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a zero becomes a one, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD BLACK NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD BLACK Esports Club Pro League for Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft and in association with ACD Fibernet and AFK Gaming. I am your host, Blackjack. Joining me is my co-host, Baba Gusta, and our admin, Eisen, as we are here for the first match of Day 3 of Division 2. And the last day of the first play week of the first season of the league itself. A very, very exciting league and a very, very exciting first week that we've had so far. And it's going to come to an end with 4 amazing matches for all of our viewers today, starting off with Nevermind Esports versus Sage Empire. On the map, not Oregon, not Cafe, Villa. We're seeing Villa after a couple of days of play, I believe, and it should be interesting to see what kind of plays these teams bring out. Villa, of course, is one of those maps that is viewed to be heavily defender-sided, so Sage Empire, who are starting off on the defense, are going to have that early advantage. Whether or not they're able to make use of it, we'll find out in just a moment, as the game is now live on your screens. Will be in just a quick moment, ladies and gentlemen. Villa is in play. We are here in the band phase, but first and foremost, Baba, how do you feel on this fine afternoon?
Well, Jack, I'm doing absolutely Fantastic, to be honest, Jack. And looking back at the previous matchup that we actually get to see, never mind Esports going up against a team saw on map Oregon, they don't really have a good start here. 0-7 against saw. Yeah, it was 0-7 against saw Esports. A crushing defeat, but hopefully going up against Sage Empire wouldn't be a problem. Now, coming back to Sage Empire, they've had a really tough fight against Tilt Esports on map Clubhouse. Man, we actually did get quite we did get to see quite a lot of overtime being happening on for like around two matches, to be honest. One was Tilt Esports going up against another team, which was, I believe, Exterminate Esports, and then Sage Empire going up against Tilt Esports. Now that map was definitely one of the most enjoyable ones to see. But looking on the ban phase right now, currently we are going to see a Nomad and a Thatcher ban. Nomad being the fact that she is quite powerful when it comes to denying any flanks or runouts coming in from the defenders. So with her being banned, and especially on map Villa, things are going to be quite interesting. So coming up to the defender ban phase, we are going to be seeing a Vomai and a Mira ban. Vomai, in which the operator complements with the Jaeger, he can be able to take a total of at least 7 to 8 utilities in total, whether if it's flashbangs or concussive needs or impact needs. So taking Wamai out would actually give the attackers quite a lot of opportunity to even, have less amount of utilities being thrown, and to just follow up with it, you'll be having some explosives to destroy the deployable shields. Now, talking about the rosters that we are going to introduce here on the side of Team Nowmind Esports, we have Beam, Chutki, Moose, Matrix, and that dude. And on the side of Sage Empire, we have Enrico, Montrosky, Yala, Flying Death, and Electric. And starting off, we are going to be able to see a 6-pick coming in as Beam changes to the Capita to the Iana, and the Flying Death changing to the Bandit to the Oryx.
Round one is underway, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be in a quick second. There we go. The loading is done. And thank you, Baba, for the introduction through the ban phase into the match itself. Two very exciting rosters here in view today for all of us here at the casting seat and all of us here at home watching this game amidst the ongoing, of course, Nationals qualifier finals. And, of course, as, a lot of people will be aware, Vanquish Paradox were actually supposed to be the first match on stream today against, once again, Nevermind Esports. Excuse me, Sage Empire, not Nevermind. But, they're occupied elsewhere. So, right now, Sage Empire will be taking on Nevermind Esports instead. Interestingly enough, just like Baba pointed out, Nevermind Esports are, of course, they didn't have a great start yesterday. Getting 0-7 by, if I check quickly here, Saw Faith. It was a very rough match for them on Oregon, so who knows, today might be their redemption. But against Sage Empire, who were the victors over Tilt Esports after a very difficult match, 7-5 in their favor that is, it might not go as smoothly as they wanted. Nevermind Esports, they had a lot of issues yesterday. It looked like their coordination was a little off point. It looked like they were, faltering in a lot of situations. But who knows, they might be able to pull it out today, as they will have, of course, done their homework on Sage Empire. That VOD, of course, is up there for all of our viewers to watch, all of the teams to watch as well. And they could have just gone back and seen where they needed to not only pick themselves back up, fix a few mistakes, but also made some changes to the way they play according to what they've seen of Sage Empire. Yala is waiting for the confirmation to come out from Enrico. In the meanwhile, on the side of Sage Empire's defense, who are going to be looking into a C4 play potentially early. Some verticality being established early from the side of the defense could be interesting right now. But nothing quite coming out. No, not quite yet. That dude is gonna, the Ash that is gonna come in on second floor as well, following the Iana hologram.
Nitro.
Oh, a C4 does come out. Enrico, is he a little too late on that? Yes, he is. Unfortunately, will not find the attacker above him. He's still scanning away, mind you. And he's trying to really find one or two of them. That dude, in the meanwhile, on the main stairs, going to blow up a Banshee to make sure that the push in site is helped that much easier. but he's got to fight against the Oryx right now. Matrix is taking a bit of damage in the meanwhile. Might have been another C4, and we're not sure quite yet, as the Ash is still firing away towards flying death, but Moose is the one who's taking some damage right now, as the side of Nevermind Esports are taking damage, and they're gonna have a fallen body, as Electric will start things out by taking down that dude. The Ash falls early. That's a little unfortunate for the side of the attackers. Villa is a very defender-centered map, so Nevermind Esports will be put to the test right now, as his Yana hologram will be jammed, unfortunately, and he will be able to give intel on where Montrosky is. I think he managed to clear him out right there, but Montrosky's going to push it with a shotgun, do a bit of damage, and fall back. Moose, it was not killed, however. That's what really matters. Oh, that's a very unfortunate grenade. Hit him square in the back from the Iana, as Beam will throw a second one to try and take out that Meat Jammer. He'll be able to, but of course, that's only going to clear the way for flashbangs and the like, but the shotgun's going to come out anyway. Montrosky's trying to find one. He will. That's one jump. Will he find two? He's going to pull back just before they can get him instead, as the diffuser has been dropped. The plant will not go off, as flashbangs are attempting to be thrown in, but no, there's another one. Triple, and the fourth one. Montrosky comes in with a beautiful spree of shotgun kills on the laundry door, as we'll see in the Act 5, but an instant replay right there, ladies and gentlemen. What a play from the Mute to hold off the attackers of Nevermind Esports, who were falling one by one on the laundry entry into the dining room area. Very unfortunate for them. They all stacked up and they all paid the price, as round one goes to the side of Sage Empire.
Well, you do have to appreciate Enrico with that cardiac sensor relaying that information to the Mute, in which Mute actually did get the opportunity to push in with that shotgun, reload, fall back, and then pushed in back again to get those 3 important kills, in which we are going to see Sage Empire winning their first round against Nevermind Esports. We're going to be progressing to round 2, as this site is going to be on second floor ABG, with a bit of a twist and turns here. Enrico, this time, instead of picking as the Pulse, we're going to be seeing him play as the Ella, maybe the F412 with shotgun, and actually no, it's not the F412 shotgun, but it is going to be a Scorpion Evo SMG, one of the most deadly deadly SMG once Ella was appeared. Then she got nerfed quite a bit, but now since we do see Ella mains being played quite rarely, bringing Ella on a particular map would be quite an interesting challenge for them. Although in a map like Villa, there is a site on second floor statuary room in which the Ella is mostly played on the closet room, so that's the reason why I thought that the Ella might have an F412 shotgun. But since the site is on ABG, maybe she'll be able to use those Grismoth mines to stun the enemy, maybe, who knows. But we'll see what's going to happen next, as we are going to proceed to the action phase, as one of the Grismoth mines being thrown out to the window which connects through the trophy room. And I believe that should be that much, as on the side of Team Nevermind Esports, their spawn is going to be on Ruins, with a Kali being in play. Now, Kali, she can be used quite similarly to a Thatcher, because she can be able to take out any utilities, maybe a bandit trick, but maybe a bandit or a kite's electro charges. But unfortunately, she is going to go down quite early with a beautiful pick from Enrico with the Scorpion, as Beam goes down in an early round. Well, a little bit of late reinforcements coming in from Yala, as she is trying to reinforce the walls of the master, actually from the statuary wall, to make sure that they would get great amount of covers. But hopefully, since the entire attack is on the side of Team Nevermind Esports is pushing in through the Ruins, maybe it's going to be a push from the reading room. And quite sadly, that dude, who is apparently playing as the Ash, has the opportunity to push in, maybe get those 1 or 2 important kills so that she can be able to eliminate as fast as possible. Enrico almost sees the head of the Ace, but that actually got hit by the shoulders of the Ace. It does, however, decrease quite a lot of damage, but that need, I mean, the Ash's breaching charge was there to take out the breaching charge, and on the other hand, Muse is already down and been confirmed by Flying Death. He's apparently been holding quite a lot of angle, but that dude will be there to push in from the stairs, eliminating the Ella, giving them the confirmation as he switches back, loses the gunfight against Monstrosky with the SMG-11 with the Yala. She is still there with the backup cover, as she's holding on from the 90s hallway. She still needs to be careful from the rappel, and Yala has got it covered, which leads to Chutki all by herself. She needs to find out 3 operators here. Montrosky with a less amount of HP, and I believe one of them is going for a run out. No run outs indeed, as they're just going to hold a coordinated angled being showed off from CH Empire, Electric, and Yala, who's unfortunately thinking of going for a spawn pick here right from outside the bedroom window, hopefully to eliminate the particular player who is apparently in the ruins balcony. But here comes a push from the Hibana, and Electric will be there to eliminate the final player of Nevermind Esports as they will win round 2 on second floor AVG. Let's take a look at that in Fibernet instant replay. Man, the early picks come in from the Ella, Edrico, and also eliminating the ace at the right time. I believe that was on the side of defense. I believe Flying Death was the only operator who had the MP5K in hand, not the shotgun, quite surprisingly, eliminating the ace and the Ash both at the same time, giving them giving them no control on the side as we proceed to round 3, as we're going to be seeing them defending on second floor trophy. And this time we're going to be seeing Edrico playing as the castle. Now his armor panels might prove to be very effective, especially with that 6 pick from Flying Death as he changes from the mute to the maestro. I mean, I quite do understand why, because you need a heavy anchor in, and also quite, the intel coming in from the Evil Eye cam should prove to be quite efficient, especially with that execute coming in from the attackers.
Round 3 is underway, and just like Baba said, the Evil Eyes and the Alda of the Maestro will be brought in, this time by Flying Death, an operator who gets a lot of play in his home turf, but as of recently, Villa itself has been played quite sparingly from teams in, of course, the Pro League, as we've been seeing a very heaping helping of Oregon and Clubhouse and Cafe and whatnot. But I'm not really against that. We always love to see some Oregon. We've always had a little bit of a partiality towards the side, that map of Clubhouse and, of course, Cafe. Seeing as in the previous league we had, I believe, 2 days full of Clubhouse matches and a full day of Cafe matches. I believe that was in Season 5. So, we're no strangers to those maps, but you love to see Oregon every now and again. And I'm happy to see that Oregon, honestly, is picking up in terms of the map pick. Regardless, coming back to the point at hand. Villa is going to be enjoying some play right now, as we see Flying Dead, the Maestro, the operator we were talking about just now, putting down his Evil Eyes in those important positions. One right by that archway window of Master Bedroom itself is actually quite a nice spot, mind you, because even if it gets EMP'd, if Thatcher were, of course, left in play, Thatcher's banned, but even when that Evil Eye gets disabled, it's kind of hard to shoot it out because it's at such a low angle, it can be hidden pretty well from the attacker's bullets. There we go, it's getting spotted, and unfortunately one of the attackers are going to lose their drones. That was moved, and Nevermind Esports, similar to yesterday, they're going to have to manage their drone economy a little better. Mind you, drones are only so useful to spot utilities and defenders, but when put in the right positions, in the right situations, drones are your most powerful tool out of all. Utilities and all that, they are there, they have their own situations, but drones are something that you can never underestimate the usefulness of. Hibana watching that art studio door, making sure that there are no cheeky little peeks coming out from the side of the defenders. That dude in the meanwhile pushing 90. Is he going to see one any second now? He will. And oh, beautiful shot onto Enrico as he's going to take the castle down. And there goes Yala as well. Sage Empire have lost 2 very early kills right now from the side of Nevermind Esports, as the Maestro is trying to be a little aggressive, but he's got to be very careful about that. The push in through bedroom is coming in from the side of Nevermind Esports. They're doing well to start things off right now, and they're doing well to hold it on. Early game and most of the mid game has gone in their favor, as Shirky any second now is going to make a breach. No, actually she's not, and instead chooses to go in through closet and make that same breach. All right, interesting. Maybe didn't quite get the angle right there with the Excyrus launcher, so had to make a little bit of a quick rotate as Flying Death. He's going to be forced out of his position and into the other side, the far corner of that bedroom wall. I think he was spotted by Beam, who was watching with the SMG in his hand, of course. For somebody to make a peek, but no, Flying Death's gonna find my Matrix goes down. That's a good, but the Kali's gonna come in, drone peek, and Flying Death is gonna go down. 4-2 is the scoreline, and another defender is off, and there's another one. Monchowski and Electric drop quickly as Nevermind Esports will finally take a round for themselves. As we'll see in the Act 5 and an instant replay, it was a great first It was a great attacking round on second floor trophy from them, as they will finally put a round on board and give themselves a fighting chance in this match. You want to get that first round on board at any cost, and they finally have, and they will be looking to take more rounds from here. Second floor trophy is going to be the site of choice once again from the side of Sage Empire, who are still in the lead.
Well, looks like Team Nevermind Esports are slowly picking up the pace, eliminating the roamers at the beginning thanks to the Ash, who was there to eliminate those two important players on the side of Team Sage Empire. I guess that would be Electric and Edrico being eliminated, and also that Prone Peak coming in from Beam using her the secondary SMG, eliminating the Maestro, in which we actually did see the Maestro going for a eliminating the players who were apparently pushing in from the statuary entrance. His location was compromised, apparently, giving Beam the opportunity to eliminate him on the other hand. But all in all, that dude who was playing as the Ash, he's making some important plays here. As you progress to round 4, the second floor trophy is going to be the site yet again. And I believe there might be some changes. No, there isn't any changes on the operator selection here on either both the defenders or the attackers. And looks like our teammate is just having a conversation on how the player has a an SSD.
5 seconds to go.
It's a good conversation. Hopefully,
Attacker's objective is to locate
we don't
a
know.
bomb and
Let's
defuse it.
see what's going to happen here as we proceed to the action phase. Flying Death, he'll be able to use his Balian shotguns to make openings on the top side of the wall, just to be prepped up with the impact needs. So for the attackers, they really need to be prepared and get to know what kind of plays that Flying Death is going to go on to. Especially the Ace with the Selma breaches will be detonated, quite early. If yeah, with that impact need being thrown out, Ace really needs to be careful. And also, Hibana pellets shouldn't be that much of a problem. All she has to do is at least make one lines of sight right from bottom of it, because that is within it's not within the range of the impact range AOE, as I like to call it. AOE as in area of effect. So yeah, let's see what's going to happen here. Moose opening up the windows of the master bedroom. He will eventually figure out a drone in which they knows that there is a Maestro cam being deployed, just to make sure that if there is any Ace's Selma breaches or Hibana Ciscaro spellers being already deployed, Maestro cams will be there to immediately eliminate them. Basically a utility destroyer device, as I like to call it. And looks like it's already one of the Selma breaches or Hibana's breaching charge has been taken out, but they really need to be careful on that too. As on the other hand, we're going to be seeing Electric eliminating first Matrix, but here comes that push yet again from the Ash. She will, however, down the... Actually, she will get 2 of those kills, but an instant refract comes in from Electric as he eliminates the Ash. Actually, the man count is, however, equalized, but if Nevermind Esports can salvage this one out, it might be a good share. The push comes in from the Mute with the drone work, detecting his exact location. He, unfortunately, has to fall back. He has the smoke canisters. All he needs to do right now is to deny the push coming in from the attackers coming in from the sanctuary room. The push comes in with the SMG-11, downs Chutki, and maybe doesn't get the confirmation yet, but Moose will be there for the support, which leads to Electric all by himself, and he needs to find 3 players currently being situated in the sanctuary room. Electric pushing in from the master bedroom. Does the attacker know the push is coming in? No, it doesn't. Beam goes down. Electric gets a triple kill as he falls back yet again. Pushes the position on a different position here, as Moose and the Hibana both will push in from the sanctuary room, and they'll be planting on a specific spot there. Chutki with less amount of HT, she really needs to be careful on what kind of angle that she needs to pick here, as Electric will push in, sees the defender and gets a quad kill. All he needs to do right now is to find the last operator, and he will get it! Quinta kill from Electric Ace, as he will be the one to win round 4 on second floor trophy. Let's take a look at that in Fibernet's instant replay. Electric all by himself, even with that dude who apparently pushed in from the 90s all the way, eliminating 2 of the players of Sage Empire. But Electric was there for that instant refrag, and also wins that post-plan situation as we proceed to round 5, and hopefully the site is going to be on first floor dining.
We'll find out about the side in just a quick minute, but can we talk about that ace right there from Electric? The man went nuts for that particular set of kills. Right towards the end, it was a 1v3 clutch as well, and a post-plant counter defusal. Very, very well done. So many things managed by one man alone. He had intel coming out from his teammates, the pings and whatnot were coming out, so that was also a good thing for him because the intel was there. However, we've had a little bit of a disconnect coming out from Nevermind Esports, and looks like we will have to have a rehost being called from the
Defenders,
side
protect your
of
bombs from being
NVM,
defused by
who will
attackers.
be, of course, rejoining us alongside Sage Empire in just a quick moment, ladies and gentlemen. But of course, in a way, we're kind of lucky to have this rehost because that gives us time to talk about the ace that we just got to see. Electric in that round, it wasn't just the initial, it wasn't just the late round kills that he got. Post plant, that 1v2 very well managed. It was also early against that dude, the Ash pushing up through classical hallway towards 90. The man was doing quite a bit of work. Of course, username that dude. I have to put the username in there so as not to sound disrespectful. But anyway, come back to the point at hand. Ash pushing up through 90, similar to round 3, it looked like it would be a similar situation. There was a down on the castle. Malusi was downed as well. Killed one confirmed. But trying to confirm onto castle, what happened was that dude left himself wide open for a refrag. And that is exactly what happened. Electric pushed up through the Fox window entryway and completely shut down that operator, that dude, and just after that, it was really a flurry of kills from him. He was the one to get the first frag, then the one onto the Ash, and then coming back to site, there was in fact a down coming out. I forget exactly who it was, but it was Smoke with the SMG-11 downing Hibana, who was trying to get into site. It was a very close quarters combat. SMG-11 wins every time. But even then, he could not confirm the kill. So what that did was that left Electric all alone in a 1v3 situation. He managed to get the kill on one of them. That was incidentally the Hibana, but had to pull back because his position was given away and he had no idea where Ace was. So what he did, he went back, pushed through bathroom, back to site, via astronomy of course, back into trophy, and then waited for the plan to go off and intel to come in for him from his teammates. When it did, he got the kill, wasn't able to stop the plant of course, but that didn't matter because he managed to get the final kill before time ran out. It was a beautiful, beautiful play from the man, and absolutely stunning ace coming out from Electric to secure his team round 4 in putting them a 3-1 lead in the early game right here against Nevermind Esports. Of course, we've had 3 other rounds before that, and Baba can take us over them because, of course, he remembers more about these things than I do.
Well, Jack, I mean, talking about that first round, I believe it was Montrosky with that 4 kills with that shotgun. If Enrico wasn't there with the pulse, giving those important information when he was using his cardiac sensor, it couldn't have happened in the first place, to be honest, because most of the time you won't expect a 4-man push from the laundry on the side of Nevermind Esports, in which they did not, however, open up the walls on the side of laundry, and they decided to just go full all in. Not even smokes, not even any utilities. They just decided to just go guns blazing, and unfortunately, it didn't quite work out. Although we did see Pulse using his C4 quite early, not even getting a kill. I believe that was on the master bedroom, but still making sure that he would give his teammates the proper intel that he did give Sage Empire a lot of breathing room, and also they did get to connect with those intel, converting them into kills. So that was a really great round coming in from Sage Empire. And also on the round 3, when they were defending on second floor trophy room, we did see I believe that was that dude yet again, the username. I do have to apologize if someone thinks that is this, it's quite hopefully it's a username. All right, guys, I do have to apologize for that. Anyways, talking about that, she was playing as the Ash. She decides to just push in from the main stage through the 90s hallway, eliminating 2 of the important rumors on the side of Sage Esports. That gave the opportunity for the defenders to not the defenders, I'm sorry again, the attackers, that would be Nevermind Esports. They had both Ace and Hibana to open up the walls of the statuary room, in which in fact we actually did see a prone peek coming in from Beam, as he immediately get to see the exact location of where Maestro's location was, in which he was there to eliminate one of the players of Nevermind Esports. Beam comes in, goes for the prone peek, eliminates the guy, and gets the win right out of the bat. Now, just keep that in mind that Sage Empire has 2 more rounds of defense. If we do, there may be a higher chances where Team Nevermind Esports can be able to salvage this one out if they win round 5 and round 6, hopefully equalizing the round against Sage Empire. If not, Sage Empire has the highest possibilities when they are on attack. Now, attack, there may be some kind of different changes, because when it comes to on the map Villa, the two sites which has a higher possibility of winning for the defenders would be on the first floor dining. Actually, not first floor dining. Most of the time, you'd see many of the players going for the first floor dining in the beginning of the round, but the highest probability for the defenders to win on particular sides would be on second floor AVG or second floor trophy and statuary room, which would give higher chances for defenders to win. So for the attackers, all they have to do is either get those either find a weakness in those particular defense and win it out, or they just have to wait for first floor dining room to come in so that they can push and hopefully win that match out. So without further ado, I hope all the teams are ready. Just without further ado, let us begin as we are back from the rehost. Team Nevermind Esports versus Sage Empire, 3-1. Actually, Sage Empire is 3, Nevermind Esports it's 1. I do have to apologize. Sometimes I do get tunnel vision sometimes, but hey, we are back. Round 5 is in play, and Jack, I leave the mic back to you.
Absolutely, Baba. Thank you for the return to game right there, as we are in fact back with the match, ladies and gentlemen. Right off that ace from Electric, we are going to see them go to first floor dining and kitchen room. Just like you said, dining and kitchen is definitely one of the best sites when it comes to Villa, just in general. Although that, comes down to team preference. Some teams prefer to go aviator games room. Some teams prefer to start off with trophy. Some teams prefer to go dining and kitchen room. We've got a couple of 6-picks coming out right here. One from Enrico out of the castle into the pulse for verticality, and one from Chutki out of the Hibana into the fuse, interestingly enough. Now, of course, Fuse is an interesting pick, to say the least. While, a lot of our viewers know that I am very partial to the Russian attacker, he doesn't get to see much competitive play. He has potential,
Attackers
but
need to
just
locate and
isn't
defuse as
that,
many bombs as they can.
useful. At least that's how the perception regarding Fuse is right now. His cluster charges just sort of go all over the place. You don't really know if they're going to do exactly what you want them to do and whatnot. Even though they have been tweaked in the past by Ubisoft, it just hasn't really helped him out at all. He has a good kit at the AK-12, the LMG, the Russian LMG that is, a very, very good LMG in its own right. And of course, a shield if you really want to just be a shield operator. I don't know why you would play Fuse Shield though. And his secondaries are great. He has smoke grenades and a secondary hard breach. Mind you, that secondary hard breach.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, this is the good old days, Jack, because, having a fuse with a shield operator, known for the fact that his secondary has a highest damage potential, and back in those days, all they had to do is just go for the hip fire, in which most of the time, yes, it would, fuse shield was picked most of the time, but since they did a huge nerf with that shield operator, it's just quite rare to see it, so.
Absolutely. The shield hip fire nerf didn't really help the fuse shield meta, but anyway, it's been a long time since, so it's really not much to discuss about. Come back to the point at hand that I was making. The secondary hard breach gadget being given to Fuse was pretty much an attempt to make Fuse a little bit more competitively viable. And while it has given teams a reason to play him a little bit more, it still doesn't really help him. And I'm not sure what would, but of course that's a discussion for a different time. As Enrico, oh dear me, he's gonna lose that gunfight. Electric, excuse me, is the one to go down. The Jaeger pushing up, trying to get Matrix. Oh, hello. Oh, speaking ill of the cluster charge, I'm gonna have to retract my statement right there, as one has gone down, and interestingly enough, it is Enrico who has been taken care of by the cluster charges. Looks like what's going on right here is that Nevermind Esports are droning out the defenders of Sage Empire, along with whatever shots and whatever sound cues are coming out, and that is what's being used right now to take these cluster charges and put them in advantageous positions. Very well done. That's one of the things that teams running Fuse are looking into recently, and it is working out, as that will take down Gala as well. Sage Empire, coming back from the Rios, are looking very shaky right now, as they have been taken aback and taken down one by one. Oh dear me, the Ace pushing up moves. Almost didn't see the bandit right there, but Flying Death will go down. Montrosky has found one in the meanwhile, found two! move. It's a double kill with a shotgun once again. Deja vu from a couple of rounds ago, but now he's the only one left standing. Low on HP in a post-plant 1v3, and the kit he has is the SMG-11, the shotgun, and I don't know, does he have a Z4? He does. All right, he still has that in his pocket. But the pushing will be spotted out. Shots are going to be fired. Moose is trying to find this kill before he could do any damage to the side of the attackers. Josh is going to push in, take out a drone on the way, but that's been heard out. Beam is going to push in. He's going to get taken out. Oh, well then. This could be a potential clutch coming out from Munchowski right now if he's able to find these last two attackers as soon as possible. See if it's going to go out, but will that find him? It will not. No damage done either. And there we go. The pinks come out and Moose will shut down Munchowski before he can do any more damage to the side of the attackers. Nevermind Esports, very well done. Not only to take side control, but also the verticality being established. And another thing that I have to retract is I said that Fuse lost his breach charges for that secondary hard breach. No, he lost his smokes for the secondary hard breach, interestingly enough. But enough about Fuse. He was used pretty well in that last round, and I have to commend the side of Nevermind Esports for that. Droning with the cluster charges. Very well done. 3-2 is the scoreline going into round 6 as Sage Empire are very close to losing their lead.
And quite a smart plays coming in from Nevermind Esports, using the Fuse's cluster charge to force the defenders to relocate to a different position, gave the opportunity for Ace to push in right through from Laundry, go for the plant, and then go from the top yet again, holding that verticality angle to wait for Montrosky to just get killed. None other than that. A really great plays, because we are going to be seeing Nevermind Esports slowly gaining up the lead yet again. All they have to do is either equalize against Sage Empire in that first half so that they could be able to keep fighting. With that, keeping in mind, second floor AVG is going to be the side, and I believe there isn't any 6 picks coming in, although we are going to see Edrico playing as the Valkyrie most of the time when the site was on second floor AVG. We actually did see him play as the Ella with the Scorpion Evo and also the deployable shield being placed from the main stage, but this time he'll be playing as the intel operator, which would prove to be quite efficient when it comes to gathering intel on exact what kind of push, on what kind of execution that the attackers will be able to do, so that they can be able to counter it as best as possible. With that, Ash will be, however, pushing in from the workshop room, I believe. Yep, that is the workshop room. So with that, action phase will be in play, and we are going to see that dude who is apparently playing as the Ash will try to gain some control from the first floor itself, making sure that there isn't any rumors presence being detected from the defenders. And quite interestingly, we won't be able to see any first floor room. It's going to be a hold from the second floor trophy astronomy room, and yeah, the other 3 operators should be on that particular site. With Matrix opening up the barricade, detects exactly where the Melusi's location is. She just really needs to be careful with her peaks. Meanwhile, we're going to be seeing the Mute with the MP5K, quite surprisingly, not the shotgun. So it's good for taking in a long-range gunfights, and also it's the same gun which Umai uses, so I don't have to, play with that. But Matrix, look at that. He will win that fight up against Yala, but that instant refrag comes in from none other than Electric, as he gets that revenge kill from, exactly what happened when he tries to push in from the reading room. He get picked up quite early from Electric, but this time he will eventually get that kill off from Matrix. So Ash, on the other hand, pushing in right from below, making sure that he would go upstairs from the astronomy. He actually sees the head, and that trap will be successful. Electric with that double kill, giving the man disadvantage to the side of Nevermind Esports as the push comes in for the entire attackers, as they decided to push in from the reading room. They don't have any split push coming in from either the red stairs or from the sanctuary room, which leads to Sage Empire focusing on one particular room there. Edrico almost not finding the exact intel on one of the players who has apparently pushed in, and that would be Moose, the Ash. Sorry, not the Ash, the Ace. Just waiting for that perfect angle. He's just waiting for that peek from the defenders, hopefully, and unfortunately there isn't any. But he is going to be able to go on a gunfight. Unfortunately, not being able to get one damage, but Electric,
will cover the bomb.
oh boy, he is on a roll. Triple kill in his name as Beam will be there to eliminate Flying Death. Electric, he is hungry and he wants to get that ace yet again. The attackers, they only have 25 seconds and the push comes in from Beam, eliminating the Valkyrie, which leads to only 2 operators and the only 2 operators remaining on both the teams here. The attackers, they really need to push in, but that smoke
15 seconds
canisters
left.
is giving them a lot of problems here. Electric, we've seen him do the ace in the previous round. Will he be able to do that again? All he has to do is listen to that plant, and he will finding the last one. The quad comes in, but no, Montrosky will be there to steal the ace away as Sage Empire will win round 6. Let's take a look at that in Act Fabernet's instant replay. Montrosky with the great use of those smoke canisters to delay the to delay the push coming in from the attackers, and also great trigger discipline coming from the Electric, as all he needs to do is to wait for the attackers to go for the plant so that they can be able to eliminate the particular operator who was holding the angle and also the player who was planting the diffuser. Well played from Team Sage Empire as we proceed to round 7. Role swap, where we see Team Nevermind Esports on defense, and they will be defending on second floor trophy room and statuary room. A great plays coming in from Electric. He almost did get the ace, however, but Montrosky was there to get that final kill.
An amazing round coming out from the side
Defenders,
of
protect
Sage
your bombs from
Empire
being
yet
defused by
again.
attackers.
And Electric, can anything stop this man? He got not only an ace earlier, but also a 4K in the last round. Of course, this is a post-rehost scoreboard right there, ladies and gentlemen. So the man is not going to have all of his kills accounted for. But of course, when our statisticians come back post-match and, tally everything up, it should, I believe, already be a fairly high kill count for this wonderful, wonderful player that we're seeing for the side of Sage Empire. Not to take anything from the rest of Sage Empire either,
10
mind you,
seconds left before
Montrosky,
insertion.
that first round that he had with the shotgun,
5
absolutely
seconds left
amazing
before insertion.
from the man. And unfortunately, that shotgun also came back to deny
Attackers
the
must
ace
locate and
this
defuse the
round,
bomb.
unfortunately, for Electric. But hey, at the end of the day, if your team wins the round and puts you in a better advantage, that is all that really matters right there. Round 7, of course, is underway, which means that Sage Empire are now attacking. Going 4-2 up on Villa, and then into the attack. Sure, they have a 2-round lead, but Villa is, once again, a very heavily defender-sided map. Maybe not as bad as Team Park per se, but even then, it's still fairly defender-sided. Then again, so was the consideration on Border, that Border was defender-sided. Then every time we said that, attackers started winning rounds. So who knows? Caster's Curse is a weird thing to, talk about and play against. But coming back to the point at hand. Sage Empire on the attack, they are going to have to step up their play even farther. Not just because Nevermind Esports are going to be pulling out all the stops to try and stop Sage Empire's attack, but also, again, ooh, that's a little unfortunate though. Matrix caught in a bad position, droned out, forced the Jaeger into the Fox window entryway, and Flying Death was just able to peek and get the kill. Matrix,
A bomb
not
has
sure
been
why he
located.
rotated in there. Maybe he thought that there was somebody down by 90 hallway. Maybe he
Bomb
thought there
located
was
by
no way to get
attacker.
in, and that barricaded door outside didn't exactly help either. So, unfortunate first loss for the side of Nevermind. Jaeger going down early is always a bad thing. You want that 416C in those late round situations, as shots are being exchanged right now between both teams. Minute 20 remains for Sage Empire, but with that first kill already in, and with their attackers in these key positions, the only thing they need is to get that dude, the Malusi, out of the closet area. Meanwhile, proximity alarms are going off. Beam's checking the one on Astronomy Stairs. Isn't going to find anybody just yet as he's covering for that dude, of course, but Moose is going to start things up by taking out Electric. And another one, Flying Death goes down. The Castle playing in between sights and Astronomy Room with this angle that he's got, has gotten a couple of kills on site entry from the side of the attackers as more shots are being fired and damage is done. But Montrosky is going to fall in. Moose has been down the meanwhile as smoke canisters are going out, and he's actually going to go for the plant right here. Very brave right now from the side of Sage Empire as that dude will finally go down. Enrico takes that kill, 3-3 is the scoreline, but it is a plant that has come out and a couple of downs as well. Moose is down and Chutki's been confirmed onto leaving Beam, the last man standing. And we're not sure where the smoke is right now. There we go, pushing into bedroom. He's gonna miss, and he's gonna be taken out as well. Enrico takes that kill, as we'll see that in the Act 5 in an instant replay right there, ladies and gentlemen. Sage Empire, they were pushed back a little bit from Nevermind Esports early round, even though the Jaeger was lost. Moose was playing to win. Unfortunately, he was not able to pull out enough for his team, getting down and then taken out. And of course, we all saw what happened right at the end right there. Smoke plant coming out from Montrosky, making sure site was clear alongside, I believe, Yala the Ash, as that gives them round 7. Round 8 means it's a 5-2 scoreline going in to second for Trophy and Statutory, and Sage Empire now 1 round away from match point.
Well, all Sage Empire had to do was to eliminate Matrix from the trophy room so that they can push in from the site, throw those
protect your
smokes,
bombs from being
go for the
defused by
plant,
attackers.
and then eliminate the entire team of Nevermind Esports. Although we did see Moose playing between the sides, getting those 2 important kills, holding on both Statuary Room and Trophy Room entrance, but unfortunately it didn't quite work out well with Matrix. Oh no, I believe he's just having some technical difficulties here. Maybe he might be able to, go back to the dimension and come back. There you go. Matrix has finally entered into the right dimension, as he is back from the game, and hopefully he won't be able to disconnect in the next future games, because this is 5-2, and now Nevermind Esports, if they lose an important player, it's going to be a difficult task for
5
them.
seconds to go.
With that keeping in mind, we are going to be able to see some different operators picks being
Attackers'
selected
objective
here,
is to locate a
especially
bomb and
the
defuse it.
Chutki, who is apparently playing as the Legion. Those gold mines would prove to be quite effective when it comes to the attacker who decides to go full aggro. With that, we are going to be seeing a little bit of spawns on the side of Ruins, and two players on the side of Sage Empire will be spawning near the fountain, which means 2 of them will be pushing in from either the reading room to make sure that the Romas doesn't have the access towards the AVG room, in which the attackers can be able to push in, wait for the coordinated push from the either 30 seconds or 40 seconds push, and then it shouldn't have that much of a problem. Meanwhile, we're going to be seeing Yala. She's going to be throwing her a total of 3 flashbangs so that she can be able to deny any Jaeger's ADSs. Apparently, one of them is being placed at the closet, the second should be near the bathrooms, in which, this is quite exactly a stronghold, because you have the castle armor panels being placed from the windows of master bedroom. You have one more armor panel right from the bathroom window, and also the third would be either placed in the astronomy, I guess. And also there would be a rotation coming in right from the master bedroom towards the statuary room. It is considered to be a strat in which it has the highest 100% win potential here. So maybe if Nevermind Esports win this successful hold on second floor trophy, maybe they can be able to salvage this one out, and looks like they will. Moose and Matrix joining together to eliminate 2 players of Sage Empire, and that to an important operator, Edrico and Electric. 2 of those soft breachers and the concussive nades won't be in effect on this specific round, as that would be the early kills coming in from Nevermind Esports, with Matrix in the kitchen. Hopefully he's just making sure that the push from astronomy won't be in play. Meanwhile, we're going to be seeing Chutki with the bullet holes being introduced, hopefully to take out the operators who are apparently pushing in from the 90s hallway, in which Yala Flying Death are already pushing in from the trophy room. And looks like Flying Death through the smoke, he is going to eliminate Beam, in which all they have to do is throw smoke and go for the default plant, just like they did in the previous round. Quite interestingly, we are going to be seeing a lot of gunfires being exchanged on the side of Team Sage Empire, as the total of all 3 players are pushing in. But does they know the push that the Jaeger is currently pushing in? He actually does. Who's going to win that fight? It's going to be Matrix winning the fight. And on the other hand, we are going to be seeing Chutki eliminating Montrosky, which leads to Flying Dead all by herself in that trophy entrance. And she needs to find a total of 4 players on the side of Team Nevermind Esports. And looks like Chutki will be there to eliminate the final one. And Nevermind Esports winning round 8 on second floor trophy room. And with that, we are going to proceed to round 9. Great flank coming in from the Jaeger Matrix, who apparently eliminates 2 of the import. Actually, it was Matrix who eliminated Edrico, and the other one should be Chutki, who did eliminate Electric. Both on the other hand, giving them the opportunity for the attackers to wait for that giving them the opportunity for the attackers to only push from one particular angle, and that was on the trophy room. So with that, great flank coming in from Matrix as he eliminates the Ash. Both of the players were kind of confused, so they decided to focus on eliminating on the Matrix, in which Chutki was there to eliminate the entire team. As we proceeded to round 9, I almost
Defenders,
forgot what
protect your
side it
bombs from
was.
being
Maybe
defused
on
by
second floor
attackers.
ABG. There you go. Round 9, Sage Empire. All they have to do is win 2 more attack rounds on the side of Team Nerman Esports so that they could claim their victory against Nerman Esports. But all Nerman Esports have to do right now is win 2 defense rounds in a row to equalize against Sage Empire. So Jack, what do you think is going to happen here?
Round 9 is underway, ladies and gentlemen, and Sage Empire are, a little bit closer to losing that lead that they have. They were 5-2 up,
10
but
seconds
round
to
8
insertion.
went in the way of Nevermind Esports, who read into what Sage Empire's
seconds
attack was
remaining.
doing. They were attempting the same push from 90 through Fox window into
Attackers are
sight,
moving out
and
to
they were
locate a
taken
bomb
out
and defuse it.
for that repetitiveness. With all that being said, action phase is in play as Sage Empire will have to switch things up once again. A push Aviator Games Room from the side of Nevermind Esports, who are, looking definitely a lot stronger than they did yesterday against Saw Fate. Then again, it could just be that yesterday's match was a particularly bad night for Nevermind Esports, and they are, as I would like to say, better than what they showed for their first match. So far, they've definitely proven that already against Sage Empire, who are admittedly looking a little, shaky, a little all over the place, but they have won their rounds, which is what really matters. Especially on the attack, they have managed to take a round. Round 7 did go to them on trophy, but being repetitive is something that Sage Empire is going to have to look into when they get a little bit of a break between today and next Saturday when Division 3 comes back live. Under 2 minutes remain right now as Nevermind Esports have more than enough time to consolidate their defenses, make sure their positions and utilities are placed in proper positions. As Sage Empire droning away are going to finally make entry. Interestingly enough, Beam is all the way down at the basement by the wine cellars right there. Not sure what he's doing other than gathering intel, although all he's done really is narrow down his field of vision even farther.
Attackers
I
have
think
located a bomb.
why he's all the way down there is to try and protect himself from vertical play. Should the side of Sage Empire try to, find him from the second floor or push him out from first, but Matrix is going to start things off by taking down Enrico, and that's a big drop right there. The sledge goes down. That's a lot of soft breach and a lot of good gunplay that will no longer be available to the side of Sage Empire. Another push comes in, Flying Death barely escaping the bullets of the Jaeger as more and more shots are being traded between teams right now. But no bodies being exchanged just yet. Yala's pushed so close to sight, doesn't know. He does know that there's someone there, and he will take moves down quickly. And that's a body being traded for the earlier kill on to Adrico.
The attacker's bomb
Bench is
diffuser
going to be
has
taken
been
care of.
dropped.
There we go. As shots are being fired, should be sent to stop the Ash from pushing in. And there might be a flank coming up from behind Yala. I'm not entirely sure about that. No, actually, there is none so far. Flying Dead takes a bit of damage in the meanwhile, as the Ash takes a lot of damage as well. The Legion holding on side door from study. As a C4 comes out, there we go. Yala's going to go down, and the pulse from below is going to strike, putting Sage Empire at a disadvantage, and that disadvantage is going to grow. Chutki finds one more as Montrosky goes down, and so does Electric. That is the diffuser drop right there. And Nevermind Esports are looking very strong right now, but Flying Death is here to try and make things right. He's found
5
one.
seconds
He
left.
needs to find
A
3
bomb has
more
been
in only 2 seconds. Will he find any more? No, he won't. Matrix will shut him down on Classical Hallway, as we'll see that in the Act 5 in an instant replay right there, ladies and gentlemen. What a game coming out from the side of Nevermind Esports. They are mounting a comeback right now, aided by the defender-sided nature of Villa, as round 10 will be in play. But more importantly, it is 5-4 to Sage Empire, meaning Nevermind NVM are 1 round away from equalizing.
Well, looks like Beam channeled his inner EX7, and apparently he actually did get those quad kills. Ironically. Well, Anyways, as we progress to round 10, we are going to see Beam play as the Pulse yet again, with the 6-pick coming in, with Shurki changing from the Legion to the Mozzie. As we proceed to round 10, first floor dining is going to be the site. And
Attackers
quite
need to
surprisingly, I
locate and
do have to
defuse as many
appreciate a
bombs
lot
as
of
they
efforts to
can.
Beam, because, you know, he was apparently in the wine cellar providing great amount of intel, knowing exactly what kind of push were coming in from the attackers. He was relaying those intel to the defenders, and they actually did get those connects as best as they possible, as best as they can. Followed up with that perfect C4, eliminating Yala, who was apparently holding the angle right from the landing zone. With that, all the Norman Esports has to do right now is win 3 of those points to win against Sage Empire, or maybe we might be able to see another overtime going up against these beautiful teams that we'd get to witness in Division 3. Quite interestingly, most of the Division 3 matches that we get to cast are most overtime matches. I mean, yeah, I do agree that two of the match was on map Clubhouse, but since this map being in Villa, it might happen. Who knows? As we're going to be seeing Electric playing as the Capitao, his smoke bolts and the incendiary bolts proved to be quite effective, knowing the fact that the Womai won't be in play and the Jaeger's ADSs won't have any effect of those crossbow bolts, giving them the opportunity to go for a proper plant here. With Edrico thinking of gaining the side on the master bedroom as well as the bathroom, so that they can have lines of sight right from below the dining room. As you see Montrosky with a pre-fire from the basement stairs, hopefully to try to take out one of the players who were apparently trying to roam. Actually, who were trying to reposition from the kitchen itself. But I mean, for what I recall from the previous round where Nomad Esports were on attack, I saw Fuse with those cluster charges eliminating those players, forcing the defenders to relocate from those specific positions here. But since we are going to see the attackers of Sage Empire using the help of Gridlock's track stingers, they can be able to deny the push coming in. As we see Mozzie, knowing that they have the control on the specific position, he is going to fall back, but I believe one of the C4 will catch Edrico, and that second C4 comes in to confirm the kill. 2 C4s, one from Beam and one from Moose. I believe that would confirm the kill against Edrico, and with that, the only operator who has the C4 would be Chutki, who's playing as the Mozzie, and that dude who is playing as the Melusi. Hopefully she has it. Maybe she might have an impact to trick out the laundry wall, especially if they try to use any Selma breaches or the Hibana's ability. And yes, as I was talking about it, that impact trick will work, and that would actually confirm my suspicions that that dude who was apparently playing as the Melusi has the impact nade. With that, Sage Empire only have 50 seconds left, as Montrosky will find the weak spot, eliminating Melusi, giving them the opportunity to open up the walls connecting from the basement. Now the push comes in from Electric. Actually, it's not from the Electric, it's from the Ash, as she pushes in from the laundry. But keep that in mind, Montrosky has the diffuser in hand, and Beam takes quite a lot of damage with the incendiary bolts and actually doesn't get the confirmation. Chutki eliminating flanked it right from above, as Yala will be there for the instant, actually not the instant refire, getting one more kill, and another down comes in from Chutki, as she will use the pistol to eliminate one. The pre-fire comes in from the Pulse, as we see now Mind Esports winning round 10. Let's take a look at that in Fabernet's instant replay. Beam and Chutki both holding their defense in such a great manner here, ladies and gentlemen, with Mozzie getting the control on second floor master bedroom at the right time when Capita was holding the when Capita was using his fireballs and smoke balls to go for the attempt. But man, oh man, did Neumann Esports do have some tricks up their sleeve. 5-5 is the scoreline as we proceed to round 11. The side is going to be on second floor trophy room, and my God, I have absolutely no idea on what's going to happen here.
Round 11 is in play, but more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, 5-5, excuse me, there is the score line between both teams, which means that it is equalized, and now we have no idea who's going to win. We are definitely going to head to round 12 right after this one, with one team being confirmed for match point, because of course it is an eventuality in this game. But are we going to see yet another overtime today? to start things off. We nearly had overtime yesterday, mighty. Sage Empire were in a very similar situation against Tilt Esports on the map of Clubhouse, where it went all the way to 5-5. Well, actually went to they went to, yeah, it did go to 5-5, but it was Sage Empire's game to finish
5 seconds
off.
to insertion.
With all that being said, will they be able to continue this match in that same light? Will they be able to win 2 rounds back to back and give themselves a win? Or will they be pushed to overtime, this time by Nevermind Esports? We're going to find out in just a quick moment right now, as Sage Empire they have definitely been very shaky in these last 3 rounds. They have not looked at their best. And just in general, they haven't exactly been performing. They need to be a little bit more consistent with their pushes, not be repetitive at the same time. It's a fine line to balance, especially for the way that they're playing. But it will, of course, work out the longer they keep at it.
Drone activated.
With Trophy and Statutory being the side of choice, of course, means that there's going to be emphasis on towards the side of 90. Actually, there isn't any, meaning that the entire southern side of the map, south and southwestern side from the looks of it, is going to be given away to the side of the attackers. And, I mean, that's totally fine because they have a Jaeger down below. That is Matrix, who is roaming, waiting for a couple of kills. But there's Enrico repelling on the side of 90 window. Excuse me, Astronomy window. That one is, that's one that they're gonna have to be very careful of. The Zofia is holding a very powerful angle, stopping them from rotating in between sites as an impact comes out, I believe. Not sure if that was meant for Enrico, but it could have been. Doesn't do any damage to him, however. Only a little bit of damage has been taken by the Zofia, who is going to rotate out towards the Fox window. Drones are coming out as Sage Empire are really taking their time to try and get in there. They want to make sure that they have all the intel possible, and they want to make sure that they know where these defenders are, where the utilities are. So Jackal's going to come out, and the Jaeger will be taken down. Flying Death collaborating with his teammate right there, as Montrosky will be taken down by Move in the meanwhile. There goes another one. The castle falls as little but surely bodies are dropping. That dude is going to refrag onto Yala, and it's a 3v3 with 50 seconds remaining. They need to get in there. They need to get these bodies, but they're being pulled back farther and farther as that dude will take another one. Electric falls. It's a 3v2 right now, and now my Esports look very strong for being the first ones to match point, but there is Chutki falling as Enrico is going to take that kill, and now it's a 2v2. 30 seconds remaining. Chaos canisters are flying, and there's the diffuser drop. Slash falls, and it's all down to the Zofia. Enrico is the last one remaining for his team against that dude in Beam. Proximity alarms are going off. Enrico needs to get in there. He needs to play inside his sight, but Beam's playing with the shotgun very close to Fox window entry, and that dude is playing long with the T5 SMG. He's gonna go in, and the shotgun will down and find him. Beam's gonna finish it off. Enrico falls. We'll see that in the Act 5, but an instant replay right there, ladies and gentlemen, as the first ones to match point are not Sage Empire. It is Nevermind Esports, a team that began as a bunch of players without any team, who are now here challenging Sage Empire, who had their win yesterday over Tilt Esports. A great match coming out from them, but they need one more round as they have finally secured the lead for themselves after struggling against Sage's push for so long. They need one more round to win, and Sage Empire needs one more round to equalize. We're headed to AVG, the site of the showdown of round 12.
Well, the only site in which Sage Empires did win against Nevermind Esports on defense was on second floor trophy room, and then after that it was the entire show of Nevermind Esports there, ladies and gentlemen. Sage Empire is having a lot of problems dealing with Nevermind Esports, the impressive amount of defense, and they have no idea on how to counter it. And hopefully, with this match point coming in from Nevermind Esports, Sage Empire, they need to make sure that they get this side as best as possible with the beam, yet again with the pulse play. So all Sage Empire has to do right now is to eliminate this important player, and we actually did see how devastating he was when it comes to those intel gathering thanks to his cardiac sensor and also his C4 to confirm the kill, eliminating actually eliminating Yala, who was apparently pushing in from the
Attackers
landing
are
room.
moving out to
But
locate a
since
bomb and defuse it.
Sage Empire, knowing that it did happen, hopefully we might be able to see some adaptations coming in from the attackers. Well, Moose, she will be apparently playing in the piano room, making some lines of sight right from below so that you don't have to, eliminate it. And since I was talking about it, Yala will do exactly that, hunting beam to make sure that you won't be able to make those intels and also get those important kills. With the drones coming in from Yala as he scans the entire building, and Beam, who is currently being situated in the dining room, Ash really needs to be careful here. Still, Jonas comes in, the confirmation will be in as she will immediately push in from the stairs. Meanwhile, a lot of drone work's been coming in from the attackers as Ash was droning in from the basement. The other players was pushing in. As just I was talking about it, the first frag comes in as Yala succeeds in eliminating Beam. An important kill on the side of Sage Empire because that was the intel as well as the C4 out in play. With that, I believe if that dude who was apparently playing as the Melusi, I believe, from the PS round, did get some great 3 kills. If he can be able to do it yet again, maybe there might be some chance for Nerman
Attackers
Esports to
bomb
win this
diffuser
round
has
against
been
them.
dropped.
And looks like it might be as Chutki, the one who's playing as the Legion, will be there to eliminate the important player. That would be Montrosky. The Heart Breacher won't be in play anymore, and things are not going to be that easy for Sage Empire as they lost their important Heart Breacher. With that keeping in mind, the attackers have to push in from a specific entrance and not at the opened wall, which in fact the defenders have already reinforced it, and that reinforcement would prove to be quite efficient here. With Electric and the Ash pushing in, that is a lot of footprints, and Jaeger, sorry, not the Jaeger, the Jackal will be able to detect one, and that would be the Legion. But quite sadly, he's inside the site with Matrix contesting the player on the side of 90. It's going to be a matter of minutes till Sage Empire starts pushing in from the side. Electric pushing very slowly, doesn't see the Legion and gets their head off. Chutki with the double kill, eliminating Electric. With that, only 3 players remaining. Yala with a lot of HP being a lot of HP being decreased, as you're going to be seeing a C4 being picked out. Edrico finds the weakness, eliminating Matrix from the 90 hallway, gets the access, but they don't have any utility to open up any reinforced walls. It's going to be a tougher challenge for the attackers to push in and get those important kills here. With one of the attackers, I believe that dude is prepping up his C4, he's waiting for that push, throws the C4, won't go for the connect. A good bait coming in from the attackers as they only have 20 seconds left. Sophia prepping up her concussive nades, throwing it out, but that ADS will decline it as the push comes in from Flying Dead as he pushes in from the SMG. Doesn't see the head of the Melusian. Instant frag comes in from the Zofia. As goes down, it's all down to the Zofia. She is blinding on the bar side. She has to clutch this one on a 1-2 situation. Moves here for the push. Doesn't actually win the gunfight. He's reloading. What the hell is happening? Switches up with the crystal. A lot of flicks coming in, and what the hell just happened? Chutki from Dholakpur gets the quad kill, and they will win against Sage Empire. What did I just witness here, ladies and gentlemen? Round 12 goes to the favor of Team Nerman Esports, and they will win against Sage Empire on map Villa. What just happened? It just happened.
I have absolutely no idea what we got to see right there, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen late round scrambles, we've seen post-plant scrambles, and I think that was the scrambliest of scrambles we've seen so far. As round 12 does go the way of Nevermind Esports, who are going to be your victors here on Villa over Sage Empire. As I'm just quickly writing that down, 7-5 in their favor. Very, very well done. Mind you, Nevermind Esports won 5 back-to-back rounds to make that comeback. They were down 2-5. And they've won 5 rounds. Sage Empire have not won a single round since round 8. And Nevermind Esports completely shut them down time and time again. And it was amazing from the side of this defending team. Villa is a defender-setted map, and that is what we got to see from them as we will go into really the moment to check out the highlights that we had of the match that we had, ladies and gentlemen. A fantastic game with a very interesting finisher, as well as Baba Gusta, of course, is going to take us over these highlights. But of course, I want to talk about this first round immediately. As like I said, stacking up on the laundry area and just getting completely gunned down by Mute Shotgun, along with the Pulse Intel. Look at Montrosky go. He's found 1 and then 2, 3, and 4. It was a very, very good round coming out from the side of Sage Empire. They had a good first half. They had a good defense. But on the second half, they were found lacking.
Well, I'm not going to lie. Sage Empire almost had the first half of Nevermind Esports. Even though they were slow, they did finish fast on defense, to be honest, winning a total of 5 defense rounds in a row, which led Sage Empire, dazed and confused in that second half. First half, it was all Sage Esports here, to be honest. On defense on map Villa, they were performing quite well, but unfortunately they did not handle the aggression on how well Beam and Shutki were apparently doing all of the heavy lifting here. Beam was apparently playing as the Pulse when they were defending on the AVG. He was using his cardiac sensors right from the basement of Vine Cellar to give those important intel and relay that same information to his team. And also on the side of Sage Esports, we almost did see Electric making almost 2 aces, I believe. One was the ace that we just got to witness, and the second was almost an ace from the Jaeger yet again when they were defending in the AVG, I believe. But unfortunately, Montrosky was there to, steal the kill away. Although Montrosky was very, dangerous when it comes to playing as the Mute. Those shotgun kills was very good. I mean, it was like top notch. Even with the information being relayed to him, using that shotgun to get those 4 kills is an absolute no joke, to be honest. Because shotguns, most of the time, each and every time when you get 1 kill, he always needs, it has that semi-reload in which he has to cock the shotgun from behind and then he has to shoot it again. So the fire rate on that is very difficult, but the damage it provides, oh man. And he did it in such an extraordinary way. But also, we actually did see how well Montrosky was there with the support. Was apparently playing as the ace. We did see that trophy push coming in, using those 2 smokes as best as possible, getting the control on trophy room, eliminating the Jaeger as fast as possible, mind you, getting that control on the trophy entrance, using those smokes, planting the diffuser and getting the win. And after that, Sage Empire, that was the only round in which Sage Empire won on attack against Nevermind Esports on defense. We did see quite, a heavy strat being used, especially when they were defending on second pro trophy. You saw the castle's armor panel being used. You did see a deployable shield followed up with the ADSs on toilets in which the smoke was playing in that specific position. You did see a lot of cover being used, and they made sure that the closet hold, especially when the attackers try to push in, they don't have the control as best as possible, and they executed quite perfectly. And also, how can I not forget about Chutki and Beam, both of them on round 10, where they were the ones who defended with all their life, especially Chutki with that great flank coming in, pushing in right towards from the statuary, actually not from statuary, it was from the bathroom, not actually from the bathroom, it was the master bedroom hatch, in which the Mozzie, who had the P10 drone, eliminating both the Capitao and the Ash, which gave Beam the opportunity to just hold when the attackers were trying to push in from the dining room. All in all, a wonderful performance that I got to witness from Nevermind Esports, and a very impressive performance from Sage Empire.
Definitely very impressive from Sage Empire. They came out strong in the early game. Just like we said, of course, the first half was theirs, 4-2 on the scoreboard. They even managed to win an attack round, going 5-2 up. But then, unfortunately for them, Nevermind Esports made a huge comeback, going 2-5 to 7-5 on the map of Villa. Beautiful game coming out from both teams, as we'll be taking a quick break, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be right back with the second game of this first half, and that is Saw Faith versus One Tap Army. Huge game coming up on the map of Clubhouse once again, and we will see you right there with that beautiful match. Stay tuned. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD BLACK Esports Club Pro League for Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft and in association with AC Fibernet and AFK Gaming. I'm your host, Blackjack. Joining me is my co-host, Babagusta, and our admin, Eisen, as we are here for the second game of the day in the first half of Day 2 of Division 2. That is Saw Faith versus One Tap Army. This is, I believe, the first time we're actually seeing One Tap Army on stream in the Division stages. They did have 2 games yesterday, but both of them were offline, and unfortunately for them, they lost both. 7-8 to the side of Protest and 3-7 to the side of Exterminate. So they'll be looking to make amends for yesterday's unfortunate losses against Saw Faith today. But Saw Faith yesterday had a very strong opening game against the side of Nevermind Esports. That was 7-0 to them on the map of Oregon. A very contradictory game to the games that we had previously, but of course they're here to continue that winning streak against One Tap Army. We'll find out if they're able to do that, of course, as the map is a Clubhouse and the match is live on your screens right here, right now. Clubhouse is in play, and the ban phase is coming in as well. The first ban that we'll have today is from the side of One Tap Army, who are on the defense, means they'll get to ban the first attacker of they'll have the chance to ban the first attacker off the map. Nice and quickly, decisions made, and we'll get to find out who that is, and that is the Thatcher taken off the board. No surprises once again. Thatcher bans are very common, almost too common. But who knows, we might get to see an ace ban from Saw Faith. They are the ones to get the second ban rolling, and they will get Maverick of the board. A very standard Clubhouse ban Maverick is, and he will be taken down once again on that second attacker ban. Interestingly enough, once again, no ace ban from either team. I'm not sure as to why. You really want to make sure ace is taken care of because he's a very pesky hard breacher, but I digress, as Omai is going to be banned in the third slot. Taking him off the board once again, standard ban Wamai is becoming, because that deployable shield and those magnets alongside his primary gun toolkit is definitely a very dangerous one that seems like a lot of teams are starting to realize might be worth taking care of. And Kaid will be the last defender and the last operator to be banned here on Clubhouse. That takes care of the ban phase, of course. Thatcher, Maverick, Wamai, and Kaid, as of course, those are your bans here on the map of Clubhouse. Speaking of which, let's have a look at both of the rosters here in the lobby for us today. From the side of Saw, we've got Hellboy, Captain D. Rogers, Messy Play, and Hunter. And from the side of One Tap Army, we've got Ryan, Crowned Clown, Aerosol, All Aim No Brain. That's, and a Helix Oaks from the side of One Tap Army. Basement Church is going to be the side of choice from the defenders of the board, and round 1 is underway.
Well, with that, we are going to see a 6 pick coming in from Saw as Hellboy changes from the Buck to the Zofia. And on a map like Clubhouse, it is quite common because most of the time, especially when the site is on the second floor CCTV, most of the time you'd need a soft breacher to at least take out the bandit charges. Since the Kaid will no longer be in play, and the site being in Basement Church, it's going to be very difficult for them. Although they do have 2 of those hard breachers, the Ace and the Hibana in play, most probably we might be able to see Hibana mainly focusing on opening up the hatches, in which we might be able to see Vision with the impact need, and also Alibi hopefully with the impact need too. No, never mind, she has the deployable shield. Quite I mean, it's basically standard because, you know, you do have Helix will be playing near the dirt tunnel, and you have Rini with those impact nades just to make sure if Hibana tries to, you know, open up the hatches on the kitchen, it will be denied instantly with those impact nade twice, but he won't be able to do it the third time, which should give them access to the kitchen. Unless and until with that perfect flank comes in from a Crowned Clown playing as the Jaeger, maybe they can be able to do something about it. Meanwhile, Helix still using the shotguns to make rotation holes. If the attacker sees this opportunity and get control of the tunnel as fast as possible, maybe they can be able to eliminate Helix as best as they can. With that, Aerosol holding on the side of blue, and we're going to be seeing the one of the Excaro spreads being detonated, and I believe it should be on the stockroom. Either from the stockroom, actually, maybe not. either from the stockroom or from the
Attackers have
bar,
dropped the bomb
which
diffuser.
connects from
Attackers
the
have
moto
recovered their
hatch.
diffuser.
But apparently, I believe it's going to be on the kitchen anyway. So, as I was talking about it, Helix with the smoke, thanks to his deployable shield, all he has to do is to hold his ground on the dirt tunnel, try to make sure that the attackers won't be able to push in as fast as possible. And yes, that would actually confirm that Hibana did use her first Excaro to open up the stock, and now she's thinking of opening it up on the kitchen. Although you do have the Legion tricking out the Hibana's Excaro pellets, she really needs to be careful because apparently she doesn't have an Excaro pellets, which leads to kitchen hatch not being open, quite surprisingly. With 100 Kid joining with the ace as she will be pushing in through the tunnels thanks to her flashbangs. First objective of hers is to make sure that if there is any ADS being placed, and also quite interesting, you do see that some of breaches. The first frag comes in, it's going to be Rini as he eliminates play, as the Kali won't be in play with the sniper rifle as well as the SMG gun in which he had, and the Crown Crowd is apparently pushing in from the bar as Hellboy will be there to eliminate Rini, an important player indeed, as the Legion won't be in play for now. As Zofia apparently we are pushing right from the hallway. Maybe this might be a plant from either the church, since the kitchen hatch isn't opened up quite properly. It's not going to be well for them accordingly. Or maybe not. I think the hatch on the side of the kitchen may be open. I don't have a proper confirmation on it. But Helix, on the other hand, should really need to be careful of the ace, which is apparently pushing in from the dirt tunnel. Crown apparently in the side, hoping to hold an angle here as Captain G. Roger finally eliminating Helix, getting the control. Make that another one as they gain the control on the side of blue stairs. An instant refact comes in as Jaeger eliminates one. And he gets another one. What just happened here? Crowned Clown with the plays, but unfortunately he's the only operator remaining, and the attackers have the control on the side of basement church here. Plans been going around. Messi holding the angle, doesn't see the push coming in from the Jaeger. It's all down to the Hibana as the Jaeger switches in from the pistol. Doesn't actually get quite a lot of shots, and he will actually win that gunfight. Crowned Clown with the quad kill as we take a look at it, and Act Fabinet's instant replay in such dying seconds of the round, even though one-tap army not having control on the side of dirt tunnel as well as the control on the blue room. Crowned Clown did, however, salvage it out, eliminating two of those players on Softfaith, giving them the win that they need as we progress to round 2. And I believe the side is going to be on CCTV since they were successfully won on Basement Church.
What a round coming out from Crowned Clown right there. Very well done from the Jaeger. Not only did he get that double kill, one on the Sophia, Hellboy pushing in from blue, and then the ace coming in from dirt, he also then went in through the blue rotate. That was not what the Ash was watching, She was right there, Messi, watching the rotate through Armory instead, and the Jaeger just happened to sneak in through that little the large bottom part of the holographic sight, that little blind spot that sight has. That's where the Jaeger came in, and Crown Clown was able to take that kill and then whips out the pistol, playing around the chairs and the table and so many visual obstructions that are there in that location, giving Crowned Clown the win. Very well done, very well played gunfights from the man as round 1 went the way of one-tap army. Round 2 on CCTV is going to be where we will head, as they are going to be looking to increase their advantage even more off the back of that beautiful play from the Jaeger himself. Softfaith, in the meanwhile, they had all the control they wanted. Where they really faltered was their hold post getting control. It wasn't even post-plant. Post-plant, I mean, at that point, there's only so much you can do with the Jaeger dancing around the chairs like that. But what they really needed to do was they did not need to push up like that in that 1 versus 4, 1 versus 3 situation where, all right, Hellboy going down, I can sort of give them that. But the ace then went down trying to peek in. Then Messi, unfortunately, was caught watching the wrong angle, not expecting the rotate to come out first, as the Jaeger was closer to blue than he was to that rotate or the hallway door. Then the Hibana, of course, caught in that position, trying to play around the bomb, ran out of bullets in the Type 89, and could not, unfortunately, play out against the pistol of the GSG-9 defender. So, So Faith, good early and mid round, but the late round hold needs to be a little bit better from them going forward if they want to play against one-tap army who will not be taking any prisoners whatsoever. I'm not sure how many one-taps they are actually going to get this match. Hopefully there's quite a few of them, but you know, living up to the namesake aside, they will be looking to win this match and farther matches going forward, as they had an unfortunate play day yesterday, as of course we described before the match began. Shots are being fired as Aerosol is going to go down. The mute all the way on Garage has been taken care of. Hellboy, does he know that there's somebody on the blue stairs right next to him? I don't think he does. As Crown Clown slowly approaching once again, he's going to find him. The buck goes down, and verticality will not be played, but there's the push from Messi from Lounge, the stage door, and he will confirm onto the Jaeger, stopping him from doing any more damage this round. They know exactly how dangerous Crown Clown can be, and they're going to stop him from getting that push in. Captain D. Rogers, the ace, waiting for some sort of clearance on those bandit batteries. Doesn't have any, as the Kali is pushing up through to the side of construction alongside Hibana Hunter. Summer breaches haven't gone off yet from the looks of things, as there will be the use of the Excaris pellets on that construction wall. The bandits a little too late to trick that, and there we go. Line of sight is made. Helix is taking a bit of damage, but Play will be the one to go down. The Kali gets outgunned, curiously enough, as the gas goes up, but no, it's a little too late, and there's a refrag, and instantly, as Hunter will go down. Ryan takes that kill. Will the Ash go down, though? That's Messi down below. He hasn't even taken any damage, as Play has been revived. Rumine goes out. It will be heard, but damage will not be done, as Ryan's gonna have to hold that down with his life. Messi still hasn't taken out that Gumine, mind you. He's gonna be taking damage consecutively, and he finally gets it out under cover. Ryan watching that entryway with about 30 seconds remaining for the side of Soft Fate. They need to get in there, but they are unable to because of those Gumines, because of the emphasis being put from the side of these last two defenders who are holding pretty good angles, but they're being droned out right now. And there we go. Play's going to take Ryan off the board, leaving the bandit, the last man standing. All name, no brains. Where is he? Inside the garage, caught in a position that he can't get out of. And Messi will make sure that he stays put forever, as we'll see in the Act 5. But an instant replay right there, ladies and gentlemen. Round 2 going to the side of Soft Faith in a beautiful turn of events and a beautiful attack from them, making sure not only to get the early kills, but hold on to that man count advantage no matter what. As 1-1 is the scoreline going into round 3, and we're headed back to CCTV and Cash Room.
Well, with Team Saw winning their first round of attack, we are going to progress to round 3, and quite interestingly, it's going to be the same side yet again, second floor CCTV, and we might not be able to see any changes from the operators, or maybe we might be able to see Hellboy changing, most probably from a 6-pick to the Iana. No. Looks like Hellboy will stick to the same operator, the Buck, in which it did actually quite worked out well, pushing in from the stock entrance, eliminating Aerosol, but instantly gets refragged from none other than Crown Clown, in which Ace was there from, sorry, not the Ace, Ash was there from the launch to eliminate them. As we take a look at the scoreboard, Crown Clown with 5 kills, 4 on round 1, and 1 kill in round 2. So, with a total of 5. We'll see what's going to happen next here on round 3 with one-tap army. Almost, we actually did see some great holds coming in, especially the Legion of who was apparently holding in from the stairs. The only problem was the Ash was the only particular operator in which it was providing a lot of difficulties. So the Legion decided to push, reposition himself back from the cash room. Actually, not from the cash, it was from the CCTV room, in which the Ash got the opportunity to push from the stairs, go for that coordinated attack angle push, in which the Ace eliminates one of the players, goes for the plant, and they got the win. And hopefully, with one tap army realizing that what kind of mistakes that they've been doing in that previous round, maybe they can be able to rectify it in this specific round. Messi will be doing the same old work as he opens up the barricade, and Ace will be using his summer breaches to open up the construction wall. Quite surprisingly, we don't see any reinforcements being used on the side of construction, but looks like Messi will be able to find one. That is Aerosol down yet again, but here comes the retrag, as I believe that would be the Legion eliminating the Ash. I do have to apologize. Most of the time I get confused from the Ash to the Ace, because, you know, it's a 3-word And in 3-word, Ash and Ace, both of them stay the same. Anyways, with Hunter Kid getting the control on the side of bedroom, all they have to do is get control on the construction, open up the walls which connects to the cash room, and do the same plant yet again. With the play, he is, however, using his gadget to its full extent, making sure that Bandit doesn't be able to trick it out. But unfortunately, Hunter Kid, he will find that weakness yet again, eliminating Rini. That's 2 players down on the side of One Tap Army and a man disadvantage for them. And Crown Clown, he is still alive. He is still dangerous. If they don't take care of Crown Clown, maybe they might be able to salvage this one out pretty easily. One of the Excaro spell is being used to make sure that Bandit won't be able to trick it, and the second will be there to make an entrance for them. All aim, no brain playing as the Legion, who is apparently holding his ground on the garage catwalk. He's going to meet Captain D. Rogers in a while if he tries to peek out. On the other hand, we're going to be seeing Hellboy trying to gain control on the specific side, and looks like the Legion will win that gunfight, eliminating the Ace, which leads to Play and Hunter, who's apparently in construction, and Hellboy right from below the stockroom. Helix prepping his smoke canisters, and quite surprisingly, he only has 1 smoke canisters, and that 1 smoke canisters won't be enough when that push comes in from the attackers, knowing for the fact that the construction wall is opened and the attackers have 2 entryways to push in. Hellboy thinking of going through the stairs yet again, try to provide some pressure to Helix so that he would either reposition himself back, but he decides to go for a gunfight against the Legion, but he doesn't actually win the gunfight. It would be Helix confirming the kill, and Crown Clown doing the same. Make that another one as Crown Clown eliminates the final player of Saw Faith, as we're going to be seeing One Tap Army winning round 3 on second floor CCTV room as we progress to round 4. And I believe the site is either going to be on basement church or on second floor gym bedroom.
Basement Church is going to be the site of choice, coming up from the side of One Tap Army, as they now have the chance to go back to that site. 2 rounds have elapsed since they won it, and they are going to return to the site that they won first try. Looks like Aerosol is going to bring in the Alibi once again. Actually, it's a fairly similar team to what they had in round 1. Ryan bringing in the Valkyrie as well. Play is going to switch out from the Kali into the Kali. All right, 200 IQ right there. And round 4 is going to be underway with very minimal changes coming out from either team. It looks like both Saw Faith and One Tap Army are very adamant in bringing these operator lineups. And sure, it's worked out for both sides in multiple instances before, but maybe changing it up here and there might be a good idea. Maybe bringing a sledge with some grenades, or maybe, of course, Maverick is banned, so there's only so much you can do with that. Thermite would be a pretty good idea. You know, you can bring flashbangs instead of smokes with the Ace. So there's a lot of variation, well, some variation that the attackers can go for, even though most of it is fairly hard set in the current meta of Siege. But, of course, that's just speculation on what things could change and couldn't, as the utility meta continues to grow stronger. Action phase already in play, as round 4 will be underway nice and quickly. And nothing too different coming out from One Tap, interestingly enough. But is that a summer breeze being used on a soft wall? I don't know if that was... Okay, that's a soft wall that Captain D. Rogers broke open with a summer breach. Not sure why that would be, but alright, we'll give him that. As verticality is being played by Play for the Kali. At least it's trying to find some early peaks. Maybe somebody trying to go for a impact grenade toss, maybe a Valkyrie with a C4, who knows. He's trying to find that out, but he won't be able to, as he's going to just pull out the drone and make sure that he has all the intel. But Aerosol's going to find Hellboy early. Oh, ho, ho, that is the buck down, as Hellboy will be taken care of. And that's a big job right there. Hellboy really loves to play vertical, and that could have been a very big thorn in the side of One Tap Army. So they're going to take him out quickly and move on with the rest of the round. 4 versus 5 with no refrag so far means that One Tap Army will retain the advantage going forward, and that could turn into a big advantage, especially with time being played the way it is. Play trying to use the long angle with the Kali sniper, but no, he's gonna get taken out instead. Unfortunately, the zoom on that allows you to see only so much, and you know, that little narrow line of sight through that scope is not exactly the best in a lot of situations. He's gonna fall, and that is gonna take out another important operator, as it's now a 3 versus 5 in favor of a one-tap army. Messi trying to push down blue, not able to find anybody just yet. Crown Clown is the one behind that blue unit, as he's gonna just go back to lounge instead, watching for somebody who's coming for a flank, but of course, Bar is being held down by Captain D. Rogers and Hunter, so he has little to worry about in that area, as maybe a C4 play could come out, but no, there's the alibi in the hallway who's been downed, and Hunter will take care of the kill, making it the first defender body to drop, but more Legion glue mines are going off. Captain Rogers is trying to find whoever's on blue, that's Crown Clown, but he's not going to be able to just yet. All in no range is actually going to take him out instead, as that is another big drop. The ace has been taken care of, leaving Hunter and Messi the last two remaining, and Hunter with so low on HP, has to be very careful on what kind of gunfights he peaks. And Messi, in the meanwhile, of course, he can only do so much. Who knows? He might be able to get a 1v4 or a 2v4 alongside the Hibana. As the drop's going to come in, but that was an advise, and that's a big, big kill taken by Ryan. As Messi going to find one, but will he find any more? The push into church is going to be denied, and Helix is going to get that kill. Messi falls, and one-tap army are going to take round 4, as we see in the Act 5. But an instant replay right there, ladies and gentlemen. It was very unfortunate. The early round was taken by one-tap army. The kill onto Hellboy definitely sending waves through, as verticality was almost completely shut down. And then the rest of the attackers fell sweet, as second floor gym bedroom is going to be the side of choice from the side of one-tap army. They're not going to attempt CCTV immediately, because they did have some troubles in round 2. Gym bedroom is going to be attempted from the defensive side, as it is 3-1 in their favor.
Well, with Play still choosing to pick Kali, although she is getting quite picked out early in the matches, but I hope the gadget, the sniper gadget that the Kali has, is working quite well for the attackers. And apparently, I don't want to, make a lot of assumption about it. I do agree that Play is quite excellent when it comes to playing as the Kali. He's made quite a lot of interesting plays with the sniper rifle. He did, however, get those important kills. But knowing that one-tap army outgunning the sniper rifle, would have been better to just change the operator. Maybe change some different operators, but still picking up with the Kali would be an okay option, known for the fact that you have those bandit charges. I mean, you have the Twitch, you have those shock drones to eliminate it as best as possible, but that gadget proves to be way much more effective, knowing for the fact that you have not only just the bandit charges, but also the castle armor panels, in which the gadgets can be able to destroy it without having any problems. And also it has the ability to even take out the deployable shields, but it still needs to be careful of the ADSs. That is quite unfortunate there, as I believe that was one of the shotgun operators, Helix, who was trying to make an angle right from the cash room, and he accidentally destroys the Jaeger's ADSs. Quite unfortunate, and with that, Jaeger's ADSs will only be placed on 2 certain locations, in which Aerosol really needs to be careful when he's holding on the cash room, in which the attackers, if they think of pushing it in, maybe they'll take it out as fast as possible. But for now, the attackers, especially the hard breacher Captain D. Roger, who's apparently playing as the ace, needs to make sure that he has to open the jacuzzi wall as fast as possible. With all aim no brains, who's playing apparently as the bandit, who's going to try and trick it, who's apparently bandit tricking it from the jacuzzi, as we see one important kill as Play eliminates the Jaeger. An important kill, but the only problem is they are apparently having a lot of problems taking out that armor panel due to the Jaeger's ADSs being placed onto the gym. Now, Kali really needs to be careful here, but Hellboy apparently getting that important kill on Aerosol, and Captain D. Rogers finally opening up the jacuzzi wall will no longer have problems for Play to even help him. The push comes in from the Hibana as he downs the smoke and confirms it with a knife as he eliminates the Helix. Here comes the team of Saw getting the control on the side of construction. All they have to do is push in and get the control. The push comes in from Play with the SMG, and now it's all down to All Him No Brains, who was apparently holding the side on Jacuzzi. Now he needs to push in from the side, and Hellboy will be there to eliminate the final player on the side of One Tap Army. Saw Faith winning round 5 on second floor gym as we proceed to the final round of the first half, where One Tap Army will be finally defending their round against Saw Faith, and I believe it's going to be the second per CCTV room. Now, since if we do take a look at the Saw's attacks, the only 2 rounds that they win on against One Tap Army would be on second floor CCTV room and second floor gym. Now, since the last round is going to be on CCTV room, there may be a little bit of chances where Saw Faith might equalize the round against One Tap Army, and hopefully might give a chance, especially on a map like Clubhouse, to go for a match on
Attackers
overtime.
need to
And
locate and
to be
defuse
honest,
the
ladies and
bomb
gentlemen,
location.
an overtime on a map like Clubhouse is pretty quite common on Division 3 matchups here. We actually did see on against quite a lot of matches indeed. Apparently I just have to check on the match history right there. Actually, I don't have it, but anyways, yeah, as I was talking about it, it's Clubhouse is one of those matches where we do get to witness a lot of overtime match points, and maybe in this matchup, if One Tap Army do, however, wins the defense, they might have a possibility of not going into overtime. But I don't know, because Saw Faith, they always finds those weaknesses, especially play in which he did not performing quite well in the past 2 rounds, in which in round 5 he apparently knew that the spawn peek from the defenders would be able to come in from the CCTV window, in which he did succeeded in quite a great fashion, making sure that the Jacuzzi wall would be open, went for the execute and get that win out. But hopefully, let's see what's going to happen on round 6 as we see as we see it on the action phase. The spawn on warehouse comes in as total of 3 players will spawn right out on that specific position, as Captain D Rogers will be able to drone it out, figure that if there is any bandit tricking. If there isn't, we will be either seeing Hellboy or Missy trying to gain control on the blue room, hopefully to take out the bandit charges and open up with the Selma breaches. With that, Messi will be there again in the lounge, making a drone sweep, making sure that if there isn't any Romas being present, and just like I was talking about it, Hellboy will be there to use his impact nade to take out those branded charges, followed up with the Selma breach charge. Opening it out, Rini tries to go for an attempted trick in which he will be able to trick out the right side of the wall, but not on the left side of the CCTV wall, giving them the access to walk through. But the angle for the ace, actually for the bandit, would prove to be quite useful, because you do have those C4. All he has to do is to just throw on that slits of the ace Selma breach charge to hopefully eliminate the players, especially when they try to push in. Now, with that, Captain D Rogers, knowing that he still needs to be careful on that secondary wall, he will instead go for the repel game, hoping to find any operators or specific players who are currently holding on that garage catwalk, as we do need to see, as we see Aerosol holding in the main stairs quite interestingly. And I believe there is Ash, who was apparently droning out from the lounge. So if Mute eliminates the Ash, in which apparently she's not in the lounge and she has the control, I believe she's with Hellboy near, yep, there you go, she is actually near with Hellboy. The only problem is, with a lot of time being wasted, and quite interestingly, not even a single player has been eliminated in this entire round here. We're going to be seeing Helix using one, but Leia, my oh my, the headshot coming in as he eliminates Reen with the sniper rifle, as Hellboy will be there to take out another one. Excaro spell is coming in to make a way to enter into the construction side, and looks like this is going to be Saw games here, as all they need to do is push in the 30-second mark here. Well, the kill confirmed comes in as Crown Clown is here to eliminate one, but will they happen as Crown Clown gets another one, eliminating Hunter Kid. They still have the control on the CCTV. Play, are you kidding me? Another sniper kill, eliminating Helix. With that, only 2 players left on the side of One Tap Army. Make that one as Jaeger goes down from none other than Messi, which leads to all him no brains. Currently been holding on the side of the stairs, and he needs to figure out a way here. Plant's been coming in from play as he planning in the default plant coming in, as Hellboy, he actually sees the Legion, but Messi will be there to get that final kill against all him no brains. The Saw Faith winning round 6 on second floor gym, and just like I actually did predict about it, the score is equalized, as we're going to be seeing a role swap on round 7, as Saw Faith will be on defense.
Round 7 roll stop is underway, ladies and gentlemen, which means that, of course, Saw Faith will equalize and they will go into the defense. I was about to say attack right quick, but they'll be going into defense right there as a one-tap army are now on the attack. 3-3 being the scoreline. It's very good for the set of Soft Faith. It's actually their win, speaking of, because not only have they won 2 rounds back-to-back and established a momentum for themselves, they also are going into defense with that momentum, and they took round... they took 3 rounds on attack in Clubhouse. That's very good from them. Checking 3 of the many bits and pieces of the checklist that attackers have to go through when it comes to Clubhouse, of course, and they did that very well. So, with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this should be a very interesting set of rounds coming out from Saw Faith, as One Tap Army were not able to avoid getting taken out in back-to-back rounds. Second floor CCTV is the side of choice, as we can see from the side of Saw Faith's defense right now. Interestingly enough, their opener site seems to be CCTV, not Basement Church, and definitely not Gym Bedroom from the looks of it. And of course, fairly standard stuff coming out from them. We've got the Meat Jammers on the garage wall and the Bandit on the main CCTV wall to deny the hard breach from the side of the attackers, who in retaliation, of course, have the Ash to try and play vertical alongside Helix Oaks, bringing in the Kali. 2 minutes 30 remaining, as action phase, of course, is already underway. Saw Faith on the defense needs to, they need to make sure that they not only learn how One-Tap Army are playing right now, they also need to make sure that they are able to take them down, take down their attack as systematically and as quickly as possible without too much issue unto themselves. There we go. Thermite is actually in play. I didn't notice that. Aerosol is bringing in the OG hard breach of Rainbow Six. He's brought in the Thermite with the exothermic charge, and he's got it done nice and quickly alongside the Lance of the Kali, which has allowed them to break those bandit batteries and get into sight. I'll at least get the sight breach done. Now, of course, breaking open main CCTV is one thing, but then you need to get in there, which requires a garage take and assurance that Red is being watched. Red Stairs Hallway, that is, because that's a rotate in through cache primarily, and then there's, of course, the usual that we get to see, that there's somebody inside of Red Stairs Hallway. I'm kind of losing it a little bit here. I apologize for that. But anyway, come back to the match at hand. Another exothermic charge comes out from the Thermite. Aerosol is going to make sure that garage entryway is clear, as all in no brains going to start things out by taking down Hunter. Big drop comes in. The Maestro has been taken care of, as Hellboy is going to take some damage. But no, Ryan's going to be the one to get downed. He might just be confirmed onto any second now. But there's a down coming in from the Kali. That is Helix Oaks downing Captain D. Roger. Push is coming in as Saw is looking to change things up nice and quickly right now and get this attacking round. Crown Clown coming up to the main breach alongside his teammate, of course, Aerosol. Garage control has been established as well, as gas canisters are coming out, but the C4 is going to be shot out. Unfortunately, I believe that was Captain D. Rogers' C4. Could have been Hellboy's though, but whoever it was has been taken out. Long angles are being watched right now. All in no brain barely avoids getting taken out by the Jaeger peeking the cache door. But Helix is going to take down Hellboy with a headshot. Beautifully done. And he's going to be the one going for the plant right now. As Messi's going to find one. All in no brain goes down. It's a 3 versus 4. And they need to make this clutch happen. And that's the diffuser drop. And the smoke gets another one. He's going to push it with a shotgun. Has he found one more? Not quite yet. He will, however, confirm. And there's Messi to finish off, taking down Ryan. As Saw Faith will continue winning, as we'll get to see in the Act 5, but an instant replay right here. Round 7 goes to the side of Saw, and they will put themselves in the lead 4-3 to them going into round 8, as Basement Church is going to be the side of choice.
Well, to be honest, if Helix could have stuck the plant as best as possible, because he only had like around a 0.2 or 0.3 seconds remaining to plant successfully, in which it would have been a different scenario. one tap army having that post plant situation, which would lead the different the defenders being very aggressive, and hopefully on that specific position they could have been able to
Defenders,
do it. But
protect your bombs from being defused by
nonetheless,
attackers.
play making those incredible SMG 11 plays as he eliminates not only just the planter but also the person who was holding on the CCTV balcony. With that, as we proceed to round 8, basement church is going to be the site, and I am quite excited to see what kind of plays does one tap army has in mind. Now, we actually did see a thermite being deployed in the previous round when they were defending on CCTV room, but unfortunately, since we are not going to be able to see a thermite being played, and just like how Jack pointed it out, you could use
10
those
seconds to
flashbang to
insertion.
burn out the ADSs, either from the blue stairs or
5
from
seconds left.
the particular place where the Aegis ADSs was placed on. But since one tap army is not going to be able to pick the thermite, they'll just rely on the ace and the hibana. Now, it shouldn't be that much of a big deal for them. The only problem is how Helix will be able to play on this one. Now, most of the time, I mean, you do see Kali being placed as the support op, but since we do have those impact nade being used, I believe that it should be Captain D. Roger who has the impact grenade in place. All he needs to do right now is make sure that when Hibana uses X-Kairos pellets, you'll be able to instantly deny thanks to those impact nades. And also, it can't be countered with the CXRX sniper rifle, especially with the gadget being deployed. So they have to think of some other way, hopefully to make sure that they could eliminate the operator who has the impact nade as fast as possible, or they need to just bait it out. With that, we are going to be able to see Ace using his first tunnel breaches to open up the dirt tunnel where play is exactly playing on. And talking about that, Ryan, he actually does that, eliminating the Legion actually gives them the opportunity to open up the hatches on the kitchen. Now that is what I like to call timing. Well, talk about timing. Another kill comes in as play with the SMG-11 will make sure that the push from the tunnel won't be in play. Make that another one as Hellboy eliminates Aerosol. Already 2 players gone on the side of One Tap Army. Things are not looking so well on the side of One Tap Army because they
Attackers
just
have
lost a
located a
hard
bomb.
breacher, and the Kali won't be in play, which means Rini, Crown Clown, and the Nomad really needs to make an important play here, with play making sure that the attackers won't be able to push it from the tunnels. The only push that they will be able to make in is either from the kitchen or from the hallway entrance. Speaking of that, Crown Clown will be able to use his breaching rounds to make lines of sight, as Hellboy with actually a knife to eliminate Rini. No, that is quite unfortunate there, as the only 2 players remaining on the side of One Tap Army, the Nomad and the Ash, both of them quite holding on the side of kitchen, have exactly 0 intel, and they exactly have no idea on what kind of positionings that they're in. Keep that in mind, that one of them is holding an angle which connects from the stairs, and that would be Messi. If Messi find out the exact location on the attacker's positioning, in which they will, eliminating the Nomad with the diffuser down, the confirmation comes in. Ash will be there to eliminate play with a nice shot being dropped in from play. But sad to say that he's the only operator left with the diffuser being down, and Messi is the one guarding the diffuser. He only has 20 seconds left here. Can he be able to make it? Can the Ace, actually the Ash, will be able to make it? Well, quite sadly, Messi will be able to shut it down. Saw Faith winning round 8 on Basement Church. As we take a look at it in Act Fabinet's instant replay, they played it really quite well. Play making sure that the push from tunnel doesn't work out. Although I do have to appreciate One Tap Army eliminating the Legion, which actually gave them the opportunity to open up the kitchen hatch as fast as possible, in which they did succeed, but it did not work out quite well. As we proceed to round 9, second floor gym and bedroom is going to be the site, and maybe Team One Tap Army can be able to salvage this round out.
One Tap Army is certainly down, staring down the proverbial barrel, shall we say, as plays taking his time to decide on that 6 pick out of the cap can. Decided to go for Alibi, but then it chose Caveira. Interestingly enough, an operator we really do not get to see when it comes to competitive Rainbow Six. Caveira with her Silent Step and Louison Silence Pistol is going to be in play. Very, very interesting operator selection right here from the man and from Saw Faith, as round 9 will be underway. 5-3 to Saw means that they are 1 round away from match point, 2 rounds away from the victory, and One Tap Army are looking worse for wear as the match continues. After round 4, which was 3-1 to One Tap Army, mind you, Saw Fate has taken 4 back-to-back rounds. They have completely shut down One Tap Army in every single aspect. 2 rounds on attack and 2 rounds on defense. And they have not allowed the orange team right now to, bring things back for themselves in the slightest. Action phase already in play right here as Saw Fate are slowly but surely looking to get that match one in play, get this done as soon as possible, because when you're in the situation, as a Sage Empire demonstrated in the last match, when you're up 5-2, 5-3, it doesn't matter. You want to win rounds and get it over with and not allow your team, your enemy team, to win even a single round, because round one means that they'll be able to make a comeback. The closer they are to that comeback, the harder it gets, and that is the kind of pressure that Saw Fate has on themselves right now. Messi takes a bit of damage. I'm not sure exactly where that came out of. We did hear Helixos the Zofia firing, but even then, he's alive, and that's what really matters right now. As we know, Messi, he's not about to be challenged by low HP. He will still make those peaks, and he will still make those plays. Speaking of making plays, a play is currently inside of Cash Room, was peeking the drone hole in Cash. Wasn't able to find anybody as concussors are coming out from Zofia, but no, I think that Puncho was spotted via the garage cam that Messi was holding just a second ago, and unfortunately, All Aim No Brain is going to go down, and that's very unfortunate for the side of One Tap Army. And there goes another one, play with a shotgun from Kavera, is going to make sure Ryan falls as well. That's Thermite of the board, and even though he's done a job of getting the main breach on Jacuzzi done, that's only going to help them so much, as Crown Crown probably is next on the chopping block. No, he is not. It is the Jaeger who falls, and Crown Crown will find Hunter as well. Captain D. Rogers gets confirmed onto. In the meanwhile, Jaeger is still down. Helixos is trying to push the Kavera. In the meanwhile, Messi will be confirmed onto, but there's the refrag, and instantly from the Kavera play with the double kill. He's looking for one more. Knows that the Zofia is out there. Could bring out the Louise on, maybe get it down in interrogation, but not quite yet. Helixos is going to pull back instead, trying to cover the diffuser and go from elsewhere, and finally will shoot that garage default cam, mind you, as only him and Helixos remain. No, Aerosol, excuse me. Aerosol is going to be taken down, and Hellboy is going to take that kill. As no, the down will not come in. The beautiful shot from Helixos is going to shut down play, excuse me, and that leaves the One Tap Army and Saw Faith locked in a 1v1. As it's all down to Hellboy and Helix in the last two remaining. He will see where the mute is, and knowing exactly his position inside of bedroom, he's going to try and go in through logistics. The angle that was opened by Ash, not quite yet. He only has so much time, and he's going to have to go up against the shotgun, and he will be downed and taken care of. Hellboy is going to take that kill, as we'll see in the Act 5 and instant replay right there, excuse me. It was a little drawn out towards the end, but still, Hellboy managed to maintain his cool and give the side of Saw round 9. Even when, in that late round, they were starting to fall apart a little bit, they held down against all odds, and 6-3 is now the scoreline, which means that Saw are on match point. They only need one round to finish, and One Tap Army are once again staring even farther down the battle. It's a very uphill battle, mind you, and second floor CCTV is going to be the side of choice on round 10.
3 consecutive defense rounds in a row on the side of Team Saw Faith, and they are on the brink against One Tap Army. All they have to do is to win one more round against Team One Tap Army to secure their win against them on the map Clubhouse. And looks like Saw, they are bringing in the heat against the opponents here, ladies and gentlemen. And quite, it would have been quite interesting to see if Play decides to go for a Cav play again, but she's more of like a wild card, to be honest. I mean, according to the 6 pick, it is quite rare to see a Cav being picked quite early. It's more of like it's used as a surprised element, and sometimes the surprise element works, sometimes it doesn't. It depends. The most of the matches that we did get to cast, we actually did see two successful calf picks being made. I believe one was on the side of Villa with the M13 submachine gun. Although I do not recall what kind of team was it, but he made a wonderful clutch against the opponent on the side of defense when it was a post-plan situation. And also, I do have to, agree that most calf mains are quite rare to find, but if they do play in this specific tournament, it is an absolute wonders to witness that matchup. Well, less talking about that, more talking about this game. A match point for Team Saw Faith and Captain D Rogers will be playing as the Rook with the help of some of the ADSs, just to make sure that the nades won't be able to just immediately eliminate him in the process. So Helix, he still needs to be careful here because I believe he did see a Banshee deterrent being placed right from the oil plate, as we see the I believe that was the Kali using her gadget to make sure that the bandit trick won't happen, and quite surprisingly, it does not. With Rini not having one of his exothermic charges, he has one last, and he needs to make sure that he takes out as best as possible. Keep that in mind, Akali is in play, and Thatcher being banned, one-tap army really has a problems dealing with, knowing for the fact that they have only one hard breacher. They really have to make those hard breaching utilities count, or else it would go on the favor of Sawfaith, and they don't have to worry about any hard breacher angles being opened up. Looks like the second exothermic charge will be used to open up the garage, in which the attackers, all they have to do is get the control of the garage catwalk, in which the Rook is holding angle onto. With the MP5 2.0 magnification scope, all he needs is just one shot to the head and humiliate the name of One Tap Army. Do have to apologize for that, but if it happens, I really don't know what to talk about it. Anyways, Crown Clown knows exactly what kind of position that he is in, and he really needs to be careful here. Captain D Rogers, he needs to be careful that there is a total of 3 attackers being pushed in, as he throws an early proximity mine. Interesting. The peak comes in and he gets that kill. Captain D Rogers eliminating Ryan with the diffuser down. But will he be able to get 2 more? And that would be the Jackal and the other one, who's apparently holding the angle from the entrance. And looks like Crown will be there to eliminate, and hopefully he will be able to get the control of the Axe is there, but Messi will be there to eliminate the Zofia, giving them the control, making sure that the push from the main stage won't happen. And looks like Crown is already in. The push comes in. Messi will be there to take out another one. That is Helix down. And keep that in mind, the diffuser is down. And what a flick from Crown Clown as he gets the double kill, eliminating Hunter Kid, which leads to only 2 operators remaining on the side of One Tap Army. Aerosol, Ash, and they need to make this shots count. They need to make sure that they get those wins as best as possible. But will it happen? Proximity mine compromising their location as play is nearby on the side. The SMG-11, the shotgun, Elbow playing also very close. Play with the SMG kills, switches with the shotgun. He sees the shot, doesn't actually get the connect, but Messi will be there to save. And Saw, 4 defense rounds in a row, will be able to win against the attacks of the One Tap Army, winning against them on a map Clubhouse. An impressive display we get to see, especially from Play and Hellboy. And my oh my, was that an interesting map of Clubhouse? Don't you think, Jack?
It was indeed a very interesting game coming out from the side of a Saw and One Tap Army. Unfortunately for One Tap Army, they were not able to keep up with Saw, who absolutely dominated them post round 4. Rounds 5 through 10, that's 6 rounds, mind you, went the way of Saw throughout the rest of that game. It was entirely dominated by Saw and Saw Faith, and just amazing work from them to shut down One Tap Army before they could get going. And One Tap Army, unfortunately, will have another loss, on their record. That's 3 in the first week alone, and they'll really have to pick themselves up in their upcoming games if they want to have a chance of staying in Division 3. It's not even about the promotions at this point, because if you lose too many games, you risk getting relegated out of the tournament and forced to play the qualifiers again in the next season, and they'll they'll be looking to avoid that as much as possible. A lot of teams will, all the teams will, but somebody will have to lose. And One Tap Army are going to have to make sure that it is not them. Saw Faith, very well done to them. They take the map of Clubhouse 7-3, and we'll have a quick look at the highlights of the game that we just got to see in Relive the Moment in a quick second right here, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Relive the Moment is, of course, live, and it was a game and a half, to say the least, from the side of both teams. Mind you, going into roll swap, it was actually 3-3, but what really changed it and what really pushed it in one team's favor was the fact that Saw Faith went into roll swap going from 1-3 to 3-3. They won 2 rounds going into roll swap. They had the momentum. They went in defense and they won the match. But more on that from our analyst Baba Gusta as the highlights are rolling. Baba, take it away.
Well, talking about Team One Tap Army, I do have to appreciate the amount of, I would say, on the side of defense, they were holding it pretty well, especially on the first round that we actually get to see. I believe that was Crown Clown who was playing as the Jaeger. The clutch was very difficult, but he actually did made it through in style, whipping out the pistol, eliminating Hibana, and making sure that the defuse will be in play. And also, there were some amount of rounds where Team Saw Faith had no exact idea on what kind of positionings that Team One Tap Army were, in which they were able to salvage that quite an opportunity quite a bit. But on the attack, we did see Team One Tap Army picking the Thermite, and also in the CCTV they did just like on the round that we get to see right now, Play was apparently going for the plant, but actually it wasn't Play. I do have to apologize. It was the Kali who was apparently going for the plant. All he has to do was to stick the plant, but unfortunately it could not, leading to Play eliminating 2 of those players from CCTV and getting that win off. So quite sadly, we don't see most of the time when it comes to the attacking side of One Tap Army, their early rounds, yes, sometimes there was quite a lot of possibilities where they do get the early kills from the side of Team Saw, but then in mid game and late game, most of the time they do not get the control on the site, making the attackers quite a lot of confused. They would just go for the drones yet again, making sure what kind of strategies that they have to go through. Although we did see, actually it was Saw Esports on attack when the One Tap Army was defending on CCTV. Most of the attackers, they actually gone to open up the construction wall instead of opening on the CCTV, which in fact gave them the opportunity to get control on the cash room, go for the plant and get the win. But all in all, for a moment there, I thought One Tap had the opportunity in the first half, knowing for the fact that it was 3-3, but Saw, they just made one hell of a comeback there, with a total of 4 consecutive defense rounds in a row that it is quite difficult to achieve. But Saw, I mean, they always surprises me, especially Play, who was apparently playing as the Kali, didn't quite get it definitely was having a bad day for around like 2 to 3 rounds on round 2 and round 3, and next thing you know, on round 6, when when One Tap Army was defending on CCTV room, Play, he just managed to salvage it out. 2 kills with the sniper rifle, and also it is a very difficult one to get on, because most of the time you'd see Kali being used as a support role, and also kind of like a swap to the Thatcher. Instead of him having the EMPs to disable it, Kali will be there to use it to destroy the utilities, and it did quite work out well. For Saw Faith, sometimes it did, sometimes it did not, but for One Tap Army, uh, quite sadly to say, the hold on Saw which they had was quite dominating, and One Tap Army didn't had any answers to even give it to Auto.
With all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, of course, that's going to end this first stream right here. The first half of the day is done, and we'll be back with Division 3 Day 2, the second half and the last 2 matches of the night, which will be Team Heat versus Exterminate Esports and Tilt Esports versus Protest Esports. 2 very exciting matches that will be coming up on the other side, and we will see you right there. Myself, Blackjack, my co-host, Baba Gusa, and our admin, Eisen, as we will see you on the second half. Stay tuned.